Oh, okay. And it is Winning Women's Wednesday one more time here at Studio USA. And
Where we've already done a complete show before we hit the record button.
So the show before the show probably exhausted all of the good material.
Yeah, we got nothing to say now.
Actually, I find that incredibly hard to believe.
Yeah, not with these four. So I think we're good today.
No.
That is a specious claim.
Yes.
Oh.
So we've got co-host Michelle
Good morning, everybody.
and co-host Ashley.
Whoop, whoop.
And y'all have our guest.
So excited.
Yeah, we've got the amazing Erica Alvarez with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, you guys.
We are going to have so much fun. But before we do, I think Ashly and I have a beef with Rick that we'd like to talk about.
Ooh, which one?
Beef.
Here, let me start the counter. There we go. So,
Let's talk about these promo videos that you keep posting.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the beef.
God.
I think it's Rick's revenge.
I'm working towards Bikini Christmas. And then every week it's like, I mean, I guess it's convicting. And then I'm like, oh, I thought it looked so sleek in the last show. And then it's always like, like that
like
one
I have
shot.
a triple chin.
okay.
Like,
So
yeah,
this gives
let's
me
hear
this gives me the opportunity to play the dude like to the nth degree.
Okay.
First off, y'all look fantastic. And
Thank you.
the
Thank
whole
you, thank you.
self-conscious thing, I totally understand it. I got 2 ex-wives, and it's like no matter what.
Well, now we know why, because we saw what you posted.
Yes.
The man that has Studio USA takes horrible photos of us.
Except he doesn't. I've seen his photos. They're
know.
amazing.
So technically, those aren't photos.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
looking. You're
Screen
looking. Yeah.
grabs.
So here we go. Allow me to go down the nerd rabbit hole, and then you can tap out or throw the flag at any
it's
moment.
lies.
So you're looking at a thumbnail.
Yeah.
That is generated by AI from an AI composition of video that is using one single source camera. That unfortunately, because
Very unfortunate.
you don't know what you don't know. So I have it set up where I was actually very clever as far as the exploiting of the abilities of what we have.
Sure.
So the show that actually goes out like this, where it's switched and it's edited and Peter is jumping back and forth between
and
us
we
and all
look
that stuff.
lovely.
Yeah.
We look
Okay,
great.
so that mostly comes from the camera way up there.
Sure. Which is a great angle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great angle. However,
Let's use that one.
Yeah.
y'all do know. Okay, so here again, let me play idiot guy. Y'all do know the difference, or y'all have seen the difference between an HD TV and a 4K TV?
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of what we're dealing with here. So that's actually recording in 4K.
Okay.
However, it's only broadcasting and recording to that in 1080.
Got it.
So
I look better in 4K.
Way better in 4K.
Then 1080.
Okay. Good to know.
But we're not done. You
there's
called down
more.
the thunder. You called down the thunder.
Okay,
So,
we got to
yes.
get going. Let's go.
It's taking the 1080, which is suboptimal for our
Right.
quality. It's taking that and then zooming in order to make it look like the conversational style.
Okay.
So you're taking a gigantic rectangle and zooming into a little slice. And even though that giant rectangle technically is HD whenever you're far back,
Right.
when you zoom in like that, it is no longer HD. So you're seeing a very lo-fi zoomed in
That's
shot.
what I felt like.
I felt lo-fi.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
Lo-fi.
compelled now to like sit like this.
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
fine.
time.
Okay.
And
All
so
right,
perhaps
all right.
this might be how the Terminator and the machines take over. It just pitches us against each
Yes,
other.
got it.
based
This
on,
is it.
Got
This
it.
is
Yes.
it.
So that was out of convenience.
Okay.
All that to say, whatever you use for your photography and your videos for your homes is amazing.
It's amazing.
And if
just
you
the
could use that,
suboptimal 1080 of my chin is not working
not
for
so
me.
good.
That's
So-
okay.
Not so good.
So Opus Clips no longer has our ringing endorsement for AI video editing.
No, I got it. It's
No,
all
I'm just
good.
kidding.
I'm going to try it now. Okay. All right, on with the show.
Yeah. Bad photos will now be called lo-fis.
Lo-fi.
Yes, lo-fis. I like it. I like it. So just to warn you, when he airs the promo,
We prefer the lo-fis.
it's in 1080.
Well, actually, put my nerd hat back on. So I'm actually recording each one of these in 4K.
Everybody look.
Yes. So everybody get you a glimpse. We are going to test the robots.
Okay.
I like it.
I like it.
Now back to the people.
Yes, back,
Okay.
back to the humans. Hello, humans.
Tell us about Erica. Give us an intro.
Okay, I'm going to do it first.
Okay.
Okay. So Erica is an amazing thought leader in real estate. She has so many dimensions to her. We met several years ago in an independent brokers network. And then we've just gotten to connect and evolve. And as our lives mature in the next iteration of what that looks like in real estate and volunteer leadership, we've just become buddies. And I appreciate her so much. And she's just a strong warrior, and that doesn't always mean that, we're nailing life, but she can call me and I can call her.
Is that a thing? Can you do that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm like, the strong has to check in on one another because
100%.
everybody looks at the strong that they're gonna be fine. But our most recent iteration of our friendship also is she sits on the MetroTex board with us and is absolutely amazing. Awesome. She's also a Texas Realtors director and an NAR director.
Oh, right on.
So she has a major passion. She has a major passion for advocating for our industry, for home ownership, and making sure that the next evolution of realtors as well have a voice in what needs to happen. So
love it. That's amazing. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. You guys are the best. So y'all make it fun.
We're trying.
We are gonna have a good time in 4K.
Yes, in 4K. Not 1080 suboptimal.
Yes, lo-fi.
Lo-fi.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So me, that was a heck of an introduction. I don't even know what else I could say. I can't imagine, I guess, well, I take that back. I was going to say, I can't imagine doing anything else for a living, but actually, if I wasn't, if I wasn't in real estate, I probably would be a chef, or I would probably own like a cafe, and I probably will eventually, and in all honesty, I probably would own a cafe where I made the menu and then sold plants, like tropical house plants in it.
Oh, she loves it. She has all these dimensions about her.
I love this.
That was not on my bingo card. So,
yeah. So I have a passion for plants and watching things grow, the nurturing process. And honestly, because real estate can be, as all of us know, can be such a high stress kind of industry at times. Baking, cooking, and plant nurturing is therapeutic for me.
That's awesome.
It really, it's my time to like put my earbuds in and I just sort of tune out all of whatever the hell was going on that day.
Sure.
And I just really kind of focused on, okay, what do I need to do to love on this plant? Or, hey, if I'm going to make this bread, what do I need to do? Or whatever it is I'm doing. So I think for me, if I wasn't in real estate, that would be my next step in life. And it might be, I was joking with somebody the other day, and I've talked about it for a long time. I'm going to have the beachfront shop in Puerto Rico. That's the cafe that's also the plant shop, and my friends will all come visit me. And
I think it's perfect.
Just put it out there, man. It's gonna happen.
I keep speaking it into the universe. I'm like, I'm going to live in Puerto Rico. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. But yeah.
Hey, you never know. There could be somebody with an opportunity that's got a beachfront cafe that's up for lease that sees this, right?
So. Well, I saw one for sale not too long ago, and it was affordable, and I was like, oh. But yeah, you never know. I think it's just when the cards stack up.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I understand you have 2 teenage boys?
I do. So being a mom is like.
She said that like she wasn't sure about it. Like,
yeah.
Are you not claiming them?
Some
what's
days.
going on? I hear that.
If you smelled them some days, you would not claim them.
Yeah.
No. They're both amazing kids. So I have a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old that are both about to turn 14 and 16. They're amazing. The youngest is an athlete. He loves soccer. He's going to start playing football this fall. And then my oldest, he plays tennis. He's also creative, and he's a heck of a pickleball player. So we have a lot of fun. And my youngest is also the Lego head in the house. He's a sneakerhead and a Lego head. So
that's a lot. Those are expensive hobbies.
They're expensive hobbies, but we have a lot of fun doing Legos together. It's kind of a thing for the two of us.
That's cool. What kind of Legos?
We do the big sets, the 18 and ups. We do some of the harder sets. He was doing, the 9 to 12, age 9 to 12 when he was like 4. He was just that kid. And so he got a gift of Legos when he was like 3, and the passion just never went away.
Love it.
Cool. That's cool. So So you know about the plant Legos?
Yes, I have, I think, several of them, as a matter of fact.
Wait, what is a plant Lego?
Yeah.
So they're the Lego sets that when you put them together, they look like a plant. Whether it's I have like one that looks like an orchid. There's another one that's like a bird of paradise. Yep. I have the cactus collection with all the different types of succulents.
Okay, that blows. So, as a child of the 70s, you just had a big ass bag of Lego.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
There still is the big ass bag of Legos.
Okay.
But I got my daughter, because she likes Legos too, and I got her the roses for Valentine's Day and put them in her basket, and we're doing it, and she goes, "This is dumb." And I'm like, so they're not like, they are different because
so
you have
different.
to make the
It's
more
like
of the
it's like a
realistic
three-dimensional
movement.
puzzle.
Yes.
Yes, literally.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah,
that did not get 5
But
stars.
it's funny because I'm a child of the 70s too, and so when I think about it, it's like, I mean, we played with Legos, and you know, you could build like a square house, and then you have
Yeah.
like
Very
Lincoln
blocky.
logs and
Yeah.
just boring stuff. You know, now
They
these
had the little
kids are.
person you could clip in. And yeah, the
Yes.
arms would move, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big deal.
I mean, and then, you know, outside of that weird stuff like Weebles or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, I'm showing my age. But, but my kids are now, you know, they build like 3D dimension, you know, three-dimensional Yodas and stuff out of Legos.
They have bugs. They have bug Legos.
Thor's hammer,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to be the weirdo and be like, ooh, there's a metaphor here. But that's the whole thing. I mean, like, we can look back at 70s and 80s and all of these things of what we had and we played with, and it's great to be nostalgic, and it's great to use that as a frame of reference. But so many people get stuck in that and not realizing how much progress we've made. And while the
Absolutely.
old school Legos are awesome, we have to embrace the fact that
Yes.
there's a whole nother
Yes.
level, and that the new generations that are coming, you know,
Look at her.
forward.
Look at her.
Well, they are. Their expectations, their bar is so much higher starting off than ours ever was. And so it is. I think it's actually neat to explore, though, what this looks like when you have kids, right?
Yes.
To see the next iteration of toys and technology and all of those things is pretty neat. We need to embrace that.
And we can also put that into our career as realtors.
Absolutely.
We are not
Great
using
segue.
the MapSco anymore.
Nope.
No.
We don't
hated
have the
that
HUD
HUD
key anymore.
No HUD
Oh,
key.
the HUD key.
A forms
Remember the
closet.
HUD key?
Showing my age.
Yeah,
Yes.
the forms closet, an MLS book.
Yes.
How about a Palm Pilot?
Oh, Tom-Toms.
Tom-Toms with a little stylus, though. That was
Yeah.
so fun.
My dad bought me a Palm Pilot when I got my real estate license. It was so cool. I never really could figure it out.
No, but you looked cool with it.
I looked really
Yes.
cool with it.
And the stylus was gone within like
Oh,
a week.
week. Yeah.
It didn't last.
Max.
Somewhere
It didn't
between
last.
a house and a car.
Yes,
You know?
yes. And there was no replacement.
No.
And
there was-
you find it 11 years later and be like, what?
Yeah. When you sell the car.
Yeah, I know exactly. They're like, ma'am, do you want your 9 chicken nuggets, your old
Yes.
fries, and your Palm Pilot stylus back? And I'm like, no, you can keep them up.
I will
That's a
take
gift.
that stylus.
Yes.
Yes.
And those nuggets are probably still in the same condition they were.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely,
Those are
because they're
probably still
McDonald's,
good.
so
Those are
you're
probably
good.
still good.
Yes.
Those are probably still good.
Yeah.
But no, great segue into our industry. You know, right now we have, as we all know, we have so many challenges in our industry right now. And really one of the things I'm super passionate about is making sure that correct information is being disseminated out to our agents. And I mean this with all love and respect. So don't judge me. Don't come for me on Facebook by what I'm about
judging
to say.
you. Oh no, but see, Erica invites that, but it's so good. It's part of her charm. She's like,
So excited
bring
now.
it. Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, don't come for me. However, there are so many brokers that are doing a really poor job of really communicating to their agents what is happening, what is coming, what is to be expected, what are these forms, what does this mean, how do I talk to my clients, you know, and I don't care what size your brokerage is, it doesn't matter. If you're a broker, take responsibility for your agents and make sure you are disseminating proper information. Now, with that said, there's a big chunk of brokers that don't know what they're saying either. And so it's like when you see your associations and your title companies and your attorneys that are hosting these classes that are there to help you with understanding what that information is, I don't care how many appointments you have, you need to really rearrange your schedule and go. And yeah, I said it, go, because you guys have got to make sure if you're doing this and this is your profession, do it the right way. Make sure you're making sure that the people that are under your license are disseminating proper information to their clients. And if you don't know what the hell is going on, then how are you going to tell them, right? So it's like, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. And I run into it a lot. I get people that come to me that are at different brokerages and says, well, my broker said this. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, your broker's wrong. You know, that's not right, you know. And then I direct them to where the correct information is, and then they go to their broker with it. But that's not how it should be, guys. So just when you're doing this, do it right. And so again, you know, this is something that I'm super passionate about. And as Ashely mentioned, you know, I'm a big advocate for making sure that with all of the changes, and there's so many, that's the other thing. We haven't just had one or two things, we've had a lot of things. And then with all of these, you know, sub lawsuits and trickle down effect lawsuits, I call them, that are happening, you know, be careful about what you're putting on social media. You know, some people practice law openly on social media. Some people are just doing some really wild things, and it's like, just use an air of caution. Let's not give, you know, let's not add timber to anything that the DOJ could ever stack against NAR, right? But I see it every day, and we just have to do better and hold ourselves accountable. Hold each other accountable too. So, you know, if you guys see somebody say the wrong thing on social media, you know, if I see it, all I do is I send that person a private message and say, hey, so-and-so, like, I know you're cool, but that was wrong. And this is the answer. Here's the source of that information. And 9 out of 10 times I get a thank you. But we all know how that goes. You get the people, you know, whose ego can't fit in the room, and they go, oh my God, who do you think you are? You know,
I'm Erica Alvarez. Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, it always trickles back. And you could have, you know, 4 people in this room right now that aren't touching real estate, but real estate will still come up because it's what makes the world go round. It's the biggest driver in our economy. And especially in Texas, we're very blessed. I think we have the 7th or the 8th largest GDP in the world. And that is largely driven by pro-business and pro-real estate. You know, and so we keep on always coming back to it because it's what makes the world go round. Everybody has to have, I mean, COVID showed us, you know, housing was the most vital thing that everybody coveted during that time, because amongst the whole world being on fire, still that home is that sanctuary, whatever that looks like. It's your space. Yeah. You know,
absolutely. So. Well, and that's the. I mean, when you hit the nail on the head. When I'm training new agents, the first thing that I tell them is you should always be honored that you are helping someone find home. Yeah. Home is where you bring home your first pet, your first child. This is where you bring home your first, you know, your partner. This is where you create memories. And the fact that you get to be a part of that transaction and sourcing that location or selling that location is tremendous, because
it's an honor.
Yeah, it's a tremendous honor, because it's like, you know, for a lot of people, you know, maybe they lived there for 45 years. Maybe this is where they brought home all of their children and animals, and maybe this is where they said goodbye to their partner or spouse. And so it's like, but you now are getting to see them move on to another chapter of their life, and you get to assist them with that. That's an honor. There's a lot of love and a lot of memories that are left in homes, and I tell people all the time, respect that when you talk to some people, because they'll come and they'll say, oh my God, Erica, this old lady, she's this and she's that. And I was like, pause. I get what you're saying, but pay attention to her anxiety. She's lived in this same house for 45, 50 years, right? So show a level of sense. And they go, oh my God, now you make me feel bad. I'm like, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying, look at it from her perspective.
Well, that's all of life.
Yeah.
So circling that back, it's empathy, it's grace, it's whatever, you know, and I think we cut everybody short because we're all on fire. Everything that we're doing, my schedule is my schedule is so much more important than everybody else that I'm going to interact with.
Or you get commission breath and you just don't care.
Ooh, commission breath.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't heard
that. Oh my goodness.
That goes in the lexicon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. Wow, that's a good one.
I can't take full credit for that one, but yeah.
I like that one.
That is so good.
So, Michelle, what do you have for us, or what do we want to discuss with our limited time with our amazing friend?
Well, okay, let's talk about some summer tips.
Okay.
How do you keep yourself organized and accountable during the summer?
Oh my gosh. So I'm one of those weird people. Not only do I have, you know, my electronic computer calendar, I'm old school, you guys. I still have a paper planner.
Oh, same.
It goes with me everywhere. The one that I use is a little bit different. It holds me accountable to all of my...
Ashely does not have a paper planner.
No, you know what I thought immediately when I made that face? That's what he's going to clip. I'm going... Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you
And
get.
timestamp 1807. There we go.
Be sure you get that.
Yeah. Well, so I have ADD, okay, and a lot of us do, and I wasn't diagnosed until I was a grown adult, and so and it was just a friend who was like, you should look into that, right?
I love you.
Friend,
Bye.
yes. And I looked, and then it was 3 minutes into the test, and then the psychiatrist goes, just so you know you have it, but keep going. I was like, oh my God, this is so bad.
Overachiever, you only needed 3 minutes of the test.
Yeah, only 3
Good for you.
Yeah.
But when I learned that I was doing all of these things, she was like, so this is your coping, right? This is your coping mechanism. This is how, because one of the things that a lot of times people with ADD, and I could go in a whole segue here, but it's disorganization. A lot of times they are junky people, they're messy people, what have you. They don't always get things done in a time. They're not timely people. And a lot of that struggle is the ADD, right?
Absolutely.
And so the planner that I have not just holds me accountable to my goals, but it also holds me accountable to my daily and weekly schedule, so that I have literally like daily to-do list. And I found that planner, I was like, oh my God, this works. And so when I actually started using it, it saved me, because I was to a point where I was very chaotic. I owned my own brokerage at the time, and it was just nuts, right? Things were sort of everywhere. And I've used it now for, I guess this is 7 years now that I've used that planner. And it was funny, the psychiatrist that did my ADD test, she was like, that's your coping mechanism. That's how you were making it through the day before and so now there's different methodologies and stuff that I implement, but those two things.
Well, and just the knowledge.
Yeah, just the knowledge that I have ADD, and that it's the awareness of your disorganization is not laziness. You're not a procrastinator by nature. You're and my brain runs 3 tracks at the same time, and I can't help that. But I do a really good job of using those 2 tools to keep me on track.
Yeah.
Well, and it's counterintuitive to think that discipline equals freedom.
Right.
Because it doesn't feel like it when you're doing it.
Right.
And it's like, I usually don't have a problem doing stuff that I'm excited to do.
Exactly.
It's the stuff that sucks that I don't really want to mess with.
That execution of the paperwork or the minutia to something is a definitive
Paper. I
struggle.
apparently have a visceral reaction to paper. Anytime she says paper.
Yes.
I'm like,
that minutia to something is what's difficult for people with ADD. And it's not that they don't know that it has to be done, but it's like,
Yeah, it's literally having that. And I freely admit that today's world, the digital universe or whatever, I have blasted my attention span to atoms. It has been completely demolished. However, the stuff still needs to get done.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there is that sense of, it's not even doing the hard thing. It's doing the boring thing, doing the repetitive thing, doing the thing that is not sexy in the slightest.
Yep.
That becomes the real differentiator between success and failure.
Yes.
Because I could do the cool stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I always got energy for that. But it's like, oh, I got to do an hour call with my CPA, and she's just going to beat the shit out of me over a spreadsheet.
Yes.
A spreadsheet that I didn't fill out.
That I didn't fill out.
Nor are you going to fill it
Nor
out.
do you want to. She's going to fill it out on the call.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then the third time around, yesterday, our 1 hour actually was truncated to 37 minutes. She's like, okay, well, I got everything I need today. I'm like, well, that was the first time that was ever said.
Did you record that?
Yeah, I should have.
Victory.
Yeah, I should have. It certainly went into the win column.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's exactly what she was saying. It was the awareness of knowing that I have to do this.
Yep.
And the other thing, it's like, sometimes I'm like a little kid.
Yeah.
If I don't look over there, it's not, there's nothing over there. 'Cause
No.
But okay, so I love, and it finally came to the forefront for me. So listening to Gary Vee talking about prioritizing his health.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there and he's like, obviously very hardworking individual, not shying away from work. But for him, he had to employ a personal trainer because he wasn't upset about letting himself down, but he didn't want to let somebody else down.
Exactly.
And so for him, it was by employing the personal trainer who was going to prioritize it. He didn't want to let him down. So he was going to work really hard to excel and to do that. And so for me, I think that's where I am, is if there's an accountability partner, if there's somebody that their results are contingent on how I perform, which is why we're good in real estate.
Yes.
Right? Because
Yes,
everything is
absolutely.
about, if I can perform to my optimal, then my optimum, and then that person is going to get more than they even expected.
Absolutely.
And that's what drives some of us. So for me, I've always tried to do like, oh, I'm going to be so cute. I'm going to get a calendar. It's going to have tabs. I'm going to have all the pens, and I'm going to color code it and everything else, and then it just stays in the box. So that I know does not work for me. But if somebody else, so the electronic calendar is the best thing for me, but I have to have people or an accountability system.
Yes.
And I think that's what people need to understand too. It's okay. If a list works for you, fantastic. My mom works off a list. My husband does. I hate lists. Don't give me a list.
So
you know?
I love a list, but I also have ADHD, and
I think we probably all
I think
have
all
a
four of us
little-
have it.
Yes, allow me to drink some more coffee too.
Yeah.
While I'm at it.
It goes along with our scoliosis that no one told us about.
mild scoliosis. Yes.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Yes, my mom told me I was on Adderall when I was a baby. I was like,
wow.
First of all, they do that?
Wow.
Thank you.
At any rate, so where mine's a little different is I am a starter.
Okay.
I am all about let's start some
Like fast
things.
out of the gate.
Yeah, fast out of the gate. Like I have all these plans and projects, and like I'm a visionary. We are going to start all the things, and then all the things are on the kitchen table waiting to be finished about halfway through.
Because you need an integrator.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm curious.
In
Now,
order to execute.
Yeah, I'm curious. Is that more of you are energized by the idea
Yes.
and the concept, but not the actual execution?
Yes.
Minutia.
Absolutely. Well,
minutia.
I get bored.
Yeah.
Like
There you go.
Yeah, I get bored.
creatives tend to have ADD. They
Yes.
just do, and I'm exceptionally creative. Whether it's cooking, art, whatever, crafts, like she was describing. I can start 15 things, but I'm going to finish like 3.
which is why a very strong assistant is so great for me.
Yes.
Because she'll tell me we're not doing that.
That's it.
Like I will give her my goals for the year, my list of projects, the things that I want to get done, and she'll look at them and she'll.
Yeah, you need
we're
almost,
not doing that.
almost the countervailing
Yes.
perspective to actually
100%.
have it go for.
Yeah.
So like the lady that is the assistant to the CPA,
Yeah.
like I can tell just in the however many times we've been on the Zoom call or whatever, she gets this, to me, outsized sense of when she's checking off the boxes.
It's very exciting for her.
Oh man, she's in the zone,
Yeah.
bro, and I'm like, wow, okay.
Well, see, every once in a while, because I'll get to the point where it's the breaking point, and my amazing right hand left me like 3 years ago, but she made lists, she did everything, she kept my life organized, and now every once in a while I hit the wall, and I'm like brain dump, and it's literally
Yes,
tiled.
yes.
Brain dump, and
I
it's
do too.
92
That's what
things.
I call it, yes.
And then I give it to my husband and my mother who are in the brokerage with me, and they're like, "What the hell, Ashley?" And I'm like, "This is what's living up here." And
Now
I'm
you fix
triaging every day. But it's now gotten to the point where I need help.
Yeah,
And they're like,
now the
"Could you?"
triage is like everything is kind of critical.
It's black tagged.
Yeah.
Everything is black tagged. And they're
Yes.
like, "Could you have asked for help 3 weeks ago?" Nope.
No.
Had it 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what are all of your disc profiles?
I have no idea. I've done all those things, but I can't remember them. There's so many of them.
I'm a high D and a high I.
Which I have to do I can only remember the leadership tag with
Color.
the colors.
Okay.
So
Yes.
I am red and yellow.
Okay.
All day.
Okay, I can see
With
it.
like
Well,
nothing
isn't that,
left.
Is yellow its I?
I think it's D and I.
Yeah, you're D and
Yeah.
I. Because
And-
red is D, so that's the driver, that's the dominant.
And so I do know whenever I looked at the the whole assessment, we did the whole thing
Yeah.
in leadership, where it came back and I was like, oh wow, okay, because me of 25 years ago would have been like all red, barely anything else.
Right.
But I've found that I've aged into more yellow than red.
Yeah,
Life has
correct.
beat you down.
No, he's more optimistic. He likes
Well,
people.
what's funny is I would attribute that to being sober for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
there
for
there
sure.
is, if you're in the recovery thing and you actually do it, it's like there's no way to not be different.
Yeah.
Over time.
Oh, sure.
And so I could see that in the thing where as we're going down, I'd be like, well, no, that'd be a strongly agree back then, but like, and I'm like, now not really, and so I kind of throttled down a little bit,
Yeah.
and so I came out more yellow than red, but they're still, and
Neck and
then
neck.
comparatively speaking, blue and green aren't
Like
there.
none of the so
same.
those are the introverted, more like administrative personalities that do that. They're flatlined on
Same.
mine. Like,
Yeah.
Same.
and that's
Same.
See, this is a healthy group. Now we're not going to get anything
We're
done
getting
long
nothing
term,
done.
Nothing's
No.
which
done.
is why this
Nothing's
goes off the
accomplished.
rails.
But we're hiring.
We're hiring.
Anybody
We're
who's
hiring.
pretty
We
much
all need an assistant.
a real
Oh my
good
goodness.
SC that
Yes.
is willing
Yes.
to put up with our D and I's,
Yes.
then that would be wonderful.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Those poor people.
It's okay.
And then what's the other like where I'm the INTJ?
TJ.
Yeah, INTJ is my other whatever flavor
Yes,
that is.
That's mine.
Yeah.
We are all here for a reason, y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but see, the funny part about that is No, I'm ENT. What's the?
ENT would be the so there's intellectual, then there's the empathy, like the
No,
fear,
I'm I. Yeah,
okay.
that's right. I
Yeah.
was like, wait a second. Yeah, which is like that one's like whatever which one I am. It's like only 2% of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, that was me because
Yeah.
I didn't have, as my ex-wives would attest, I didn't have the
You were not sweet.
exactly.
No compassion.
So sweet.
No compassion or understanding.
Yeah, the
Well,
empathy is lacking. in
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Well, and that goes to like, I don't know, nature, nurture, whatever, but there is that thing just like the fast out of the gate and just like the starter where it's like, this is super exciting, ... Wow, this has become tedious.
I don't like it anymore.
Yeah. Or I don't like this,
Yeah.
And
Is that not just Gen X?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was raised by a mom who told me, I had mild scoliosis at almost 40 years
she
old.
didn't tell you.
She didn't tell me. The chiropractor did. So I was raised by Gen X, and we're very close in age. So then there's that too. So I'm bleeding in.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it is. I think that's what it is.
Probably so.
Because ours was just get over it. Like,
Yeah.
Rub
Yeah.
some dirt on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Go.
told her about this, and I told you she keeps on she keeps on drilling me and everything else. She'll send a meme and she goes, "Sorry about your scoliosis." Like that's how she signs off on like everything she sends me now. I'm
She
like,
feels really bad about it.
no, she's just like, "Rah, it's okay, get over it. Like, do you have feelings? Like, what happened to you?
Or like, hey, bring this up again.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this some more.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this thing that is like, 40 years old.
It's great. Yeah. So
No,
no,
that's exactly, I can relate. That was exactly how I was raised. And like in my house, it was, there was always the, at least once a week, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
And
For
stop air
sure.
conditioning the outdoors.
Yes.
oh my gosh, my husband. But because people like us, we leave the doors open because I don't want to slam it, and then I'm going to go back out. So that seems
Right back
counterproductive.
out. I
That
just
seems
needed a popsicle.
counterintuitive to
Okay.
shut the door and add a step.
Now I'm
Until you get the
curious.
electric bill.
Okay.
And then
Now-
you're like, ooh.
Now I'm
Yeah.
curious who in here actually like in their first apartment was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stand here with the fridge open for a minute.
Yes.
Just because
Just because I can,
how
because
about
it's
that?
mine. Yeah.
Stand here with the
leave
fridge
the lights
open.
on.
Leave all the lights on.
Yes.
And I'm going to go to Whataburger at midnight and see if anything bad really does happen.
Yes.
Nothing good happens after. Actually, nothing good happens after 9.
I mean, that's
it's not even midnight.
I get it now.
It's
I get
not.
it.
No. And we cannot forget, sit on the sofa in your underwear.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
That first apartment, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sit here.
That's
in
great.
my
I can't do
underwear.
it now though because I'm not at my bikini Christmas goal yet. And then
And
it's
you
like,
have children.
well, no, but that would be fine. It's not a big deal. But it's like, I don't know. Now I'm like, I gotta wear chafing and gotta wear biker shorts. So it's like now biker shorts are my underwear.
Maybe
so,
it's old man thing or whatever, but I walk around fully clothed now at all times.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wear shoes in the house.
Oh,
do?
You're ready to
Wow.
party at any given moment.
He's ready to run out the door as needed.
Yeah. If anybody hollers for a good time,
He's on demand.
I'm on my
on
way.
demand.
Yeah.
on demand.
Well, that was like last night or a
Like
couple
the
of days.
jacket and everything?
No, not the jacket.
Okay,
Okay, I
good.
didn't
You're
know.
not, but you
Okay.
could suit up at any
Oh,
time.
absolutely.
Grab it on the way
Yes.
out. Grab
Yeah.
it on the way out.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I will tell you, in serving on the board with Erica, that has been probably one of the best things to really push me out of because we know what we are, we know what our temperament, our strengths and weaknesses are. Are we willing to adapt just a little bit to our surroundings?
That's it.
And I think that she and I both have been probably accused of being a little bit bullish and domineering in our lives.
Yes.
And right? Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And I can still go there, and that's not a problem. But realizing that that is something that makes people shrivel or run away from or anything else. And so you really do have to adapt. And being in a leadership role with the association has really been helpful because you see all these personality types. And we just did Les McGehee did our leadership training last year. And I thought that was one of the
awesome.
best things
Yeah, it was awesome.
that I've attended. And he was so great because it was really just talking about that, talking about how, we all do the personality test, but what does that really mean? And so even they have a coaching system and it's still sent, and I read them
I do too.
every time they come in and it says, Ashely, this is how you are. And then it'll give you below, hey, this is how Erica operates.
Yeah.
And it goes through and shows us an email of every board person or everybody that's in that system.
I've taken that before.
Yeah.
And it shows you how to interact with that
Yes,
person.
yes.
And that's so huge
Yes.
because it doesn't matter how you are.
No.
I mean, that's great to know, but really you probably already do know that.
Yeah.
How you interact with others is what's so important.
Well, with our personalities, it's
I'm over here laughing because, okay, so my second ex-wife she would say, like, this is obviously long before I ever had any sort of assessments or whatever. She would have two things, like she would bring me something or whatever, and she was very much blue-green, like super smart, full boat scholarship, SMU, the whole 9 yards, but far and away the smartest female that ever actually was interested in me on any level.
But we have one in mind that we're working on. So that's a different show.
So it would be this thing where she would bring something up, and then she would look at like the look on my face, and it was that where I didn't realize what my yellow and red, immediately the knee-jerk reaction was, and she goes, oh, and then she would be like, oh, F it, you're just going to lawyer me out of it. Or I'd be talking, and then something would happen where I would have this affect come over me, and she goes, okay, and I guess and she said, you just get this look like, yeah, your argument is specious, and this is a universally dumb conversation.
Yeah,
where
it's over before it even begins.
I didn't even know I was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with our personalities, you guys have to remember, it's very difficult. And I've said this to people before. Don't mistake someone's passion for aggression, right? And there's been several times where someone's come to me after something, or asked me about Ashely or someone else, in a board meeting. and
that's a different show.
No, that's a different show altogether. But on a very serious note, it's like I say that I'm like, please do not mistake passion for aggression. Yeah. It is not some sort of personal attack on you as an individual, but literally when someone is super passionate about something and they feel like either something's being done wrong or someone is being done wrong, a lot of times that oozes out of us unbeknownst in our facial expressions, our body language, our tone. And so I get it,
Well, and that's something that I had to learn and had to express to several leaders that I've worked with is, we're old, and we didn't have social media, we didn't have email, we didn't have text and those types of things. We've had to learn that it doesn't necessarily convey tone. Sometimes you need to pick up the phone.
Yep. Amen.
And that is very true in real estate and in your business transactions, because my dad, God love him, he's 78 years old, smart as a whip. But when I text him something, and
he just put like, okay.
No. He just puts K.
K.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Nothing gets that's so rude.
That's very current, though.
It's rude.
Or I now.
I will do a whole diatribe to my husband with like multiple things that need to happen.
And you're gonna send back.
Okay.
That's all you got?
K.
Now we're fighting. Now we're fighting.
You didn't even know it, but we are
now. We're fighting.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, so it's like that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and now the other thing for me is where I'll get these weird generational texts where it's like, okay, but it's like with 7 Ks, and it's like, that's enthusiastic.
Okay.
Or it's like, okay. I'm like,
or KK.
Yeah.
My kids do that.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh God, what are all these things? And then I have to Google, and I'm like, is this rude or is this good?
Like, are you in trouble?
Yeah. Or like, here's one. I'll be old guy yelling at clouds where it's like, hey, what are you doing? Blah, 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 or whatever. And then, or they'll say like, I'm over here right now, WBU. What about you? And I'm like,
that's not a thing, is it?
Yes, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
WBU, and it's like, okay, how did we get to, it's like this like Snapchat shorthand stuff.
Yes.
And which is fascinating on one hand, but also it's like I need a lexicon and a key to unscramble the
a whole
code.
other language.
Oh, it's because my child, she OFC, right? And she thought that just meant of course. And it's effing course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was office.
Yeah.
Your daughter has an office?
Yeah, no. And so that's what you type. And she, the other day, she goes, I say it to Grandma all the time. And I'm like,
no.
she don't know. It's
I
all
thought,
good.
okay, and I also thought FTW, I didn't associate with for the win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
or
not
the
what
goat.
I
I get goat a lot. They'll be like, blah, 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 such and such is the goat. My kids say it a lot.
I finally figured that one out.
Yeah,
Just 'cause
for
Tom
the winning.
Brady.
Yeah, go. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we just did our really good ADD thing. Today was great, guys.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Yes,
So fun.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Peter, let's kill it.